From being rejected for a part on Game of Thrones to taking on the role of the Caped Crusader. These are some facts about Sam Heughan that you don't know. The Scotsman auditioned for Game of Thrones 7 times. Yes, you heard that right. How did the casting directors have the heart to reject the guy over and over again? Sam opened up about the experience in 2014, saying he auditioned for a bunch of different roles, including Renly, Loras, and some of the members of the Night Watch. But the minute he'd get close to landing a role, he'd get rejected. Luckily for him, Heughan found success with Outlander and became a global phenomenon. I wonder how the casting team at Game of Thrones feels now about rejecting him so many times. But if he decides to leave acting, Sam could consider teaching instead. He does have 3 doctorates, well, honorary ones at least. A graduate of the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland, his alma mater awarded him an honorary PhD in 2022. Sam was praised for his contribution to the arts, being a true ambassador for his country and giving back to the community. Heughan is also funding 3 scholarships every year for undergrad students who want to study drama, dance, production, or film. He started an annual award to encourage students to create new work, called Right Start the Sam Heughan Creative Commission. Isn't that amazing? The other 2 doctorates came in 2019, one from the University of Glasgow and the other from the University of Stirling. I'll tell you what, Professor Heughan has a nice ring to it. I can totally see him teaching a class on Scottish culture, history, and whiskey. The man is a Scot through and through, and he has the credentials to prove it. Sam's written 3 books about the Scottish experience, with a 4th one coming out later in 2023. It'll be less about Scotland and more about him and Graham McTavish traveling in New Zealand. The pair's first book was called Clanland's Whiskey Warfare and a Scottish adventure like no other, which quickly reached the New York Times bestseller list in 2020. It's a road trip book that explores Scottish history, music, poetry, and warfare. The following year, they released the Clanland's Almanac Season Stories from Scotland, which was a lighter, more humorous look at Scottish culture. In 2022, Sam's own memoir hit the stands, called Waypoints: My Scottish Journey. In the book, the actor revisits the rugged Scottish coast, taking us through his personal journey and the moments that defined him. Writing 3 books about the Scottish experience definitely makes him the country's #1 ambassador, that and the insane popularity of Outlander. It's actually led to more tourists visiting the country, with there even being special Outlander tours. If only we could get Jamie Fraser to be our guide, which he kind of did in his 2021 documentary Men in Kilts: A Road Trip with Sam and Graham. It's basically the behind the scenes of their earlier books. But what is Scotland best known for? Well, besides Outlander, the whiskey. Sam has his own brand of Scotch whiskey. What's even sweeter is that it's named after his co-star Katrina Balfe's nickname on the show, the Sassenach. When he moved back to Scotland to film the show, he rediscovered his love for all things Scottish. Heughan had been living in London for 12 years up until then. During filming, he visited several distilleries in the region and realized just how much he loved to drink. The actor kicked off the brand in 2020 as part of his business, Great Glen Company. Let me tell you, they've been racking up some impressive awards ever since. They scored themselves a double gold at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition, snagged the Best in Class title at the New York World Wine and Spirits Competition, and even walked away with a gold at the International Spirits Challenge. Creating his own spirit has been on his bucket list, especially one that reflected his heritage and passion. Considering the whiskey's success, the company soon expanded to other drinks as well. They launched a tequila and gin brand, 2 things Sam did first-hand research for on the ground in Mexico. Clearly, he's serious about expanding his boozy empire. Not only is the handsome actor a savvy businessman, but he also loves giving back to the community. In 2022, he raised almost £600,000 for charity, but it's pretty cool how he raised it. It's an awesome health and wellness program called My Peak Challenge. The idea behind it is to get people pumped up and motivated to push their limits physically and mentally. It's become this kind of global community where they give you workout plans, training videos, and all sorts of guidance to help you level up your fitness game. My Peak Challenge wants you to get out there, get moving, and embrace a healthy lifestyle. Think of it as a big group of cheerleaders rooting for your success. But wait, there's more. It isn't just about getting fit, they're all about giving back too. The membership fees are used to support various charitable causes, like cancer research and saving the oceans. In 2016, Sam became the Scottish president of a cancer charity called Bloodwise, which raises awareness about blood cancers such as leukemia, lymphoma, and myeloma. Is there anything this man can't do? A superhero of sorts. But even superheroes have their challenges. For Heughan, one of the most difficult parts of his job on Outlander is makeup. The actor takes the longest time in the makeup chair compared to any of his co-stars. But the characters are mostly barefaced on the show, so what takes Sam so long? It's the scars on his back. They're made of silicone, and it takes hours to apply them by hand. They're also delicate, so he has to be careful with his movements to not spoil them. Imagine keeping that in mind while doing those intense action scenes and the love scenes. There's another thing he had to do for his signature look on the show. He dyes his hair every 3 weeks. The man is a natural blonde, but the book character calls for a ginger lead. That can't be easy on your hair. Luckily, the production team has now gone for a wig instead. There is one thing he loves about his look on the show: the fashion. He loves the costumes of the fierce Highland warrior, especially the kilt. Sam thinks it's a great piece of clothing. He feels free and comfortable, and there's plenty of air. I can't argue with that logic, mostly because I love seeing him in a kilt. The actor also has a thing for historical roles. Everyone knows him better as the King of Men from Outlander. But did you know that Heughan also took on the role of the legendary Alexander the Great? It happened back in 2010, when he was cast in the title role in the movie called Young Alexander the Great. Sam shared the screen with a rising star at the time, a young Lauren Heughan, who you might know as Maggie from The Walking Dead. Together, they brought to life the captivating story of Alexander before he became emperor and the larger-than-life figure we know today. It allowed him to showcase his acting chops in a unique role. The setting was quite different, and it explored the complexities of this influential character during his early years. But the one role I would really like to see him return to is Batman. Yeah, you heard that right. The heartthrob once took on the role of the Caped Crusader. Now you're probably thinking, how did I miss that? Was it a movie or a TV show? Well, hold those thoughts. It was actually for a theater production. In 2011, Sam had an incredible opportunity to step into the iconic role of Batman. But here's the twist. It wasn't just any ordinary theater production, it was a spectacular show called Batman Live that combined theater with acrobatics. How cool is that? Heughan said playing Batman was like fulfilling a boy's dream. Let's be honest, a lot of people would agree with that statement. Before his Batman adventure, Sam had already spent many years polishing his skills in theater. He's taken on a wide range of roles, showcasing his skills as an actor. From intense dramas like Hamlet and Macbeth, to the thrilling story of the talented Mr. Ripley, he played many different characters. But Batman was a chance for him to combine his acting skills with some mind-blowing acrobatics, making the performance even more thrilling. Sam's journey has been filled with diverse roles and exciting challenges, from the theater stage to portraying the Caped Crusader. Whether he's diving into Shakespearean classics or taking on comic book heroes, he continues to showcase his passion and dedication as an actor. So there you have it. From taking on the role of the Caped Crusader to being rejected for Game of Thrones, these are the facts about Sam Heughan that fans don't know.